G'day YouTubers and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you a new way that I've found to tie an FG knot. I discovered this about a year ago on the internet somewhere, I can't quite remember where, but I've been practicing it ever since. It's a great method, it doesn't require any tension on the line, and with a little bit of practice you can even do it without looking at it. Here it is. I just want to show you this idea for tying an FG knot that I came across on the internet maybe a year or so ago. I don't really remember what channel I saw it on. I want to say it was someone from the US, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I've been using it and practicing it since then, and I found it to be pretty good. Start off with your braid and double it over, something about a shoulder width of braid, maybe a little bit less, but a shoulder width works well. And then take the end of it, where you got your tag down here, and wrap it around your pinky a few times. And what you want to do is be able to form a triangle between those fingers, but you can see that's too loose, so just give it another wrap and see how that goes. That's actually pretty good there. So you want that triangle in there with the doubled end wrapped around your pinky and your pointer and your thumb holding that triangle. Then I'm using Pandera leader mostly these days. I swapped over because I wasn't real happy with what I'm using. This is a 100-pound leader and I'm using 80-pound braid. So you want 3/4 of a thumb worth of leader. So yeah, take yourself about that much leader. You can have a little bit more if you want, but you don't want too much. Start with your line inside your triangle and then you're bringing it around just like that and pulling down in between your fingers each time. There's 2, 3, only count once for each double. 4, 5, 6, 7. See that knot's forming down there in between my fingers. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And once you've got that far, undoing, pinch the other end, then take your tag end and go a 1/2 inch around both the leader and the braid on your main line. Pull that down tight. Okay, that'll stop that from unravelling then. What you can do then is take your main line and start pulling that so you're tightening up the whole knot. So that's like a Chinese finger trap now. There's no way that that's going to come off. You'll break the line before you'll break that knot. And that's the easiest way to do an FG knot that I've found. You know, you can sit there and you can go over and over and over, and you can do it like that without any tension on the line, but I find this way is much easier. So anyway, just to finish it off, we'll do another couple of 1/2 inches around there. So around both the braid and the leader. Tighten it down. Let's do one more. Doesn't hurt if you want to leave a little bit more leader sticking out. I've sort of cut it fairly fine there. Okay, so that's 3 1/2 inches, 3 or 4 1/2 inches is fine. And then take your tag end, lay it over there and make a big loop. And then grab hold of your leader and your main line, just there to hold them, and start bringing your tag end and wrapping it round the leader and the main line inside that loop. So you bring it through the centre of that loop. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5, 6, 4, 5, 6 times, anything like that. And then take your tag end and lay it down alongside your FG knot like that. And then what you do is you come up to this and you unwind the loops that you just made around the main line and your leader 6 times, laying the line down against the FG knot. So we've now got that wrap butted up against the FG knot. So hang on to that go and get your tag end, which is underneath all those wraps now, and pull that loop through, like that. I don't know if it's the right name, but I call that a bridge knot. And then give that a good tighten up, and you'll see that that forms a little ramp on that end, so it sort of helps it go through. And this other end's only just bigger than the leader line as well, and you got that ramp up this end, so it all helps it go through. Now we've got to trim this off. Trim your leader line. I leave about maybe 1 millimetre or 1.5 millimetres sticking out. If I'm going to use a plane to put a little mushroom on the end of it, I'll leave maybe 3 or 4 millimetres sticking out, and then protect your braid with your thumb and finger and get a cigarette lighter and burn that end and just mushroom the end. But I haven't done that for a while because I haven't really found it necessary. I've never had one of these knots let go. And on the braid, I generally leave about 2 or 3 millimetres stick out, because the braid's nice and soft. It won't affect anything going through the runners on the rod. And that's it. I find that that's a really, really good knot and a good way to tie it. It's very simple to do once you get the hang of it. It takes a little bit to get the hang of it at first, I found, but makes it really easy to tie a good FG knot. Now, I haven't done any fishing videos for a couple of weeks now. New project at work and family commitments have kept me off the water, and looking at the weather forecast, I'm not going to get out in the water for at least another week. It looks pretty pitiful. This weekend was okay, but other commitments got in the way. Never mind, I'll be back out there as soon as I get a weather window. Thanks for watching, and until next time, good fishing.